I love adventure a lot. I love to explore new things in my life. The thing that really fascinated me about the Teach for India, the multiple diverse people we interact with. My grandfather was the person who clearly belongs of the big picture in mind, who used to work everything according to the plan, who was the person who had clear cut vision for everything about the family, about his work, about everything whatever he want to do. This really influenced me of who am I as a person. I was unconsciously aware of that, but when I came in Teach for India, when I worked in my classroom, in my school and in my community, I came to know my strengths. I accepted my area of development, and I came to know my own long-term plans and short-term plans. So it really Teach for India journey is so much overwhelming for me.
So right now I'm a proud Didi of 65 kids from grade 4 and grade 5. And what really brought me to this journey is the purpose of me spreading love across any platform wherever I am, and my kids are the live reflections of that. I always knew inside me that yes, love can change everything, but for me, the first time in these 2 years, I could really see that the fundamental block of any question, of any structure, of any procedure is love. And when you place that thing, magic turns up into your classroom. Shocked since Arpit was in the Insti one, he came before me, and the conversations which I had from him and the previous fellow was like there are a lot of challenges in that classroom. I still remember I used to cry at Havmore sitting with Arpit and telling him, I can't teach these kids, I am just not able to. I had a lot of limiting mindsets that since their RC level was 0.1, they will never be able to understand English. So I was teaching in Hindi only in the first 2-3 months, and also I had a lot of 14 and 16-year-old boys in my classroom. So they came up with a long story of sexual abuse and domestic violence, and when I came with a lot of positivity and with lot of love and all. So they were like quite perplexed, like who is this person and why is she doing like this? For her, why is love so important? 2 days before only Adnan called me Ammi in one of the conversations. I don't know what, like that word is very heavy, but I don't know why they call me, and I can't describe my relationship with them in few words, but there is a lot of unconditional love coming from them. So one thing which I really want other people, other fellows to listen is there are tons of people and opportunities waiting at the doorstep to help you. We just randomly searched on Facebook like who are those groups performing in the city for theatre, for poetry, and we just randomly call them up. Out of 50 people, there are 10 people who will love your kids as you love them and will give you a better world and more exposure.
There were times when parents were not ready to send them in extra classes, in the art classes. So, and also while working with the external stakeholders, they were so reluctant. They said no. We faced a lot of rejection. Pitching our idea in a win-win way and having crystal clarity of our work and explaining them everything, regular, consistent communication, explaining them the what, why, how of our work, and using each other's strengths really made these challenges, and we overcame these challenges.
So for me, the strength was reaching out to people, and for him was his excellent vision and goal setting and documentation part and convincing skills. How we approach generally was I used to build that relationship, and whenever we wanted to pitch in an idea, for an example of community sharing circle, so there Arpit had a conversation and a clarity of vision that how this will look like in future. So in that way we heard the expectation from that stakeholder and we matched it so that we could market it and pitch our idea into that.
And Shradha was someone who was very good in managing relationships and taking those relationships to the paragons of excellence, building a very strong connect with every stakeholder, be it parent, be it HM, be it the external partners. She goes and talks, spreads her love to everyone. That feels like a personal touch. If I see start of the first year and to now, I have seen a huge transformation in Shraddha, devoting more than 12 hours from morning to night, working with the kids, staying in the community and working in the school, and so much commitment I have seen in her.
He knew that he was perfect in like documentation, vision and goal setting and everything, but he always knew about his weakness, which was communicating with people. When he was getting so many offers from different organizations post the fellowship, and all of them were outreach kind of jobs where he has to communicate with people. So I think that within these 2 years he has really worked on his AOD, identified it and mastered his skills.
Shraddha really helped me in gaining those interpersonal skills, and this really made me to who I am and really paved the way of my life after fellowship.
From the day one, I have learned from him like 100% commitment in whatever thing you are doing.
It was my own bias that I am the only messiah of my classroom and I am the only change maker that can change their lives. There's no one else because I am their teacher. After understanding the student's perspective, after gaining the rhythm, the pulse of my classroom, I came to know like there are many people to whom I need to collaborate.
Kids are the reflection of our own actions, so they sense everything. If I'm sad, if I'm weak, or if I'm unplanned, so they get the nerve of it. So from that I realized if I want them to love each other, I have to show them what love looks like. Even in the parents also you can see that they don't see us apart. So whenever we are having a community visit, we do it together. We showed them what collaboration looks like, and now they have embodied it and they are doing it like more than us, like more than anything we could ever imagine. So in during the first year it was unofficial kind of collaboration, but in the second year it was really planned, structured and organized. So he had a very high rigor content which I really wanted my kids to also have it, but I had 40 kids and most of them, like around 15 to 20 of them, were at an RC average of 0.5 to 1.5. So I wanted my Kehkashan, Anuradha, Halima, Das, Mahi to go into Arpit's classroom and learn from the magic he was doing.
There was so much of love in that class. I wanted that love in my class also. I wanted that love and joy in my class also.
So after the first year, we both sat down and did SWOT analysis of our school, and when we did SWOT analysis, we identified there were a lot of weaknesses in our school system, but there were also a tremendous amount of opportunities where parents were willing to send their kids off to different platforms, but we need to cater to that platform. We need to create those platforms. We bucketed into 4 major categories. First was fearless communicator, curious planner, independent learner and self-reflector. We mapped out all the projects, be it community sharing circle, we had curious planning over there, then we had interdependent like students and parents and different stakeholders working with each other. We brought also external stakeholders so that our vision come alive. We were decorating the classrooms and preparing up for the TIJ thing, and all my 4th standard kids and the 5th standard kids both were so much collaborated that we were not able to distinguish which one was in which class. And suddenly I am hearing a voice coming from Kehkashan and she is telling me, Didi, agar next year Teach for India nahi hai, then also we are gonna decorate this classroom. We are gonna have all the projects running behind you, and we'll have morning meeting, we'll have everything. So I think that is one thing which stood out to me the most, that I wanted them to first love each other, care about each other and then work sustainably.
In order to channelize their energy, we wanted them to express themselves. For that, we wanted them to be fearless communicators. By holding the spaces in the form of chronicles, in the form of communicating the theater workshops, the street plays, they are fearlessly communicating the poetry sections where they express their own emotions, their own thoughts. Are they passionate about theater? Are they passionate about poetry? Are they passionate about the academics? Are they passionate about writing? So we expose them with multiple of things, and they came to know their own light, their own hidden light. And now they want to spread their light to others. They want to make this full platform, this full structure as sustainable, so that they will continue feel valued, they will continue feel together. They consider 2 classrooms as one family where we all are helping each other, supporting each other, pushing each other towards excellence and working towards our goals, working towards our vision, improving ourselves day by day. And this will happen in the future also, because they are now a team whose love is very strong. There's one girl in my class, the Sahiba. 2 or 3 months back, she was absent for 5 to 6 days, and few of my our class girls went to her place, and they were like, you have to come, like we have so many things to explore in the class. Then now her attendance is consistent. So if one child feels like I don't want to come, if one child feels like I don't want to learn, or so there is the entire family who is going to do support that. In the Teach for India family, everyone is so reachable. Like you can contact any person at any point of time, freely, and without any judgment. There was impact in my classroom, but there was much deeper impact in my own personal transformation also, in my own leadership journey also. So I'm so grateful for the pedagogical support, for the leadership support, for the skill building support from all the diverse people that I got while working in the Teach for India family.
Wherever I will be, at whatever age I'll be always empowering people. I believe any leader to be a revolutionary person has to first be a continuous learner, and there are a lot of more things to unlearn, learn, and discover about myself.